The Oak Cliff Renaissance. That's what neighborhood leaders are saying we're about to see as they opened up a brand new community center this morning. Right now, the nation is in a blood shortage crisis. Gonna let you know how just an hour of your time could save a life. There's one event in the DFW that'll get you fit, help you give back, and you get to do it all with puppies. Hey. One DFW rapper is trying to help bridge the gap between police officers and the communities they serve. Moses Uvier says he knows neither side is perfect, but he's hoping to use his new song to bring everyone together. Here in Arlington, they're putting a brand new spin on the way you do libraries. Starbucks closed for 2 hours and the world stopped spinning. The skies turned red and babies wept. Just kidding, everything was fine, but you had to wait a little longer for those frappuccinos.
She still remains an advocate and a fighter for those who are unable to fight for themselves.
I've been on breathing machines since 1949, but I had polio.
Dorothy Hill has had quite a life, and now she spends her days pushing for better care of people who depend on ventilators.
I feel like rather than being forced from a hospital to nursing home or whatever, they ought to have an option to be able to go home and stay at home with in-home care.
Those persons have the opportunity to live longer and a better quality of life if they're taken care of in their home. It also saves the government a lot of money.
For years, Hill has argued that the cost to hire trained home care for someone on a ventilator would be much lower than that of an average nursing home stay.
You have your attendant care, but you're at home at your regular expense.
She's taken that argument to the Capitol, and on Tuesday, a crew from Health and Human Services even paid her a home visit to hear her story.
It's a fight worth doing for those, even though we might never meet them.
I know the difference in independence and what I would call confinement, where you have nothing to say about anything.
Looks like it's never too late to make a change.
They're people, and their next breath depends on somebody caring.
One volunteer in Dallas is trying to change the perception of people facing homelessness. The crazy part? She's only 16.
Pretty soon, we're going to be adults, and it's going to be up to us to help the world.
Jamie Perkins has been spending her free time volunteering at Vogel Alcove since she was 7 years old.
I rock the babies, play with them, feed them.
Vogel is a nonprofit early childhood support center that looks after the children of homeless families during the day so parents can have a real chance to get back on their feet.
If you're driving and you see a homeless person, the children aren't normally there, but these children are impacted so much by homelessness. They're going to have that with them for the rest of their life.
Now, Jamie's taking her volunteer work a step further. She's created an Instagram page called The Humans of Vogel Alcove to let the parents of these kids break down the stereotypes and write their own narratives.
I've been interviewing the parents here about their stories, and I think the parents are misunderstood sometimes, or people forget about them, and I think they deserve to have their stories heard.
It makes you want to do more, and this is just one way utilizing her resources, her expertise. She's a social media juggernaut now, so we're going to help to keep her around.
On top of running the Instagram page, Jamie's already raised over $5,000 for Vogel Alcove. Talk about a great way to spend your summer break.
Read the parents' stories and recognize they're good people, they love their children, and they're trying to do their best for them.
It started with just a cough one night.
When she was care flooded here, we found out that she was in heart failure.
To be told your daughter's heart has failed is overwhelming.
Marion and Leland Ennis's daughter Nevaeh wasn't even 6 months old when they were told she needed a heart transplant.
The function of her heart was so poor that there was no point of recovery.
You're waiting for parents to be brave enough, and so as much as you're ready for your daughter to get her heart, you have to really consider the fact that somebody has to lose a child in order for your child to live. So it's very bittersweet.
Nevaeh had been diagnosed with dilated cardiomyopathy, an irreversible heart condition with symptoms that can be hard to spot in children.
So oftentimes the family don't recognize that there's a problem going on, and that's because children's hearts can manage very well, and then all of a sudden they get something that tips them over the edge and they get very sick very quickly.
With help from a group that's specifically designed to bring financial assistance to families waiting on life-saving procedures, Nevaeh was able to get the transplant she needed.
The Children's Organ Transplant Association has found people who would donate, just amazing people in our community who have come together.
Since the transplant, Nevaeh has been on the road to recovery. And don't let this cute face fool you. She's a tough one.
Nevaeh is heaven spelled backwards. I think it was God telling us that that's the name that she was definitely chosen to have.
The NSS say in the coming weeks, Nevaeh should be transferred out of Children's Health, meaning pretty soon their heart will be back home.